2212 Betty Elyse. So just sketching the landscaping, driveway. Didn't look too bad. And we'll have to get it landscaped to trim it up. Just as a one-time cleanup at minimum, but it's not bad where it is now. And then this stain I remember from last time. So optional acid wash if we want to do that or not. Garage could use a wash. Same with this. And that is a little faded. I mean, maybe once it's wiped down it'll look better, but I could probably use a paint. Yeah, all the scratching and stuff. That's just wear and tear. So at least this portion of it, yes. And then I wouldn't mind getting this resprayed just with a nice black spray paint. Make it look nice and clean, newer. And then we'll go through the carpet as we make our way upstairs. There's some frayed areas in there that need to be fixed. Needs to be professional clean for sure. And then one of the closets smells a little bit like cat pee. And then we'll make our way to the garage real quick. Same as I believe last time. I remember that. So I remember that. I don't remember that. So I'll have to check that out. Compared to last time. Last year's picture and video. And I remember the last time that I was here, the walls did have some blemishes on it. Wasn't in terrible condition, but you could see it had some, some touch-ups and things, which I still see that's the case. Right there. So it's gonna need interior cleaning. You can see that right there. Carpets, full interior cleaning, and there was a little bit of looked like cat litter upstairs. Some mismatched paint. Couple nails. Doorstop. This is where you could see, mismatched paint. So depending on when the last time this home was painted, in comparison to the last, of course, the report will determine how much paint's needed and what a disposition would look like. Because that, of course, I don't believe was there, and there's some nails and things that need to come out. So that all needs to come out, get touched up and repaired. So it's one thing that if we had maybe mismatched paint from prior, that's one thing, but now you got to repair these holes. So there's no way around that. Same thing over here, nails. And this is the room. It's got some pet smell going on right here. Doesn't look terribly stained, but it definitely needs to get a professional carpet cleaned with pet deodorizer. And wouldn't even be a bad idea to put a ozone machine in here for a couple hours. We got a couple of them. And then we got some calcium buildup right here. It's just Arizona's got hard water, so it's pretty common. Same thing right there. And I want to say we had this treated the last time. I remember that. We probably need to do that again. Some CLR probably do the trick. Right there, we got a little scuffing. So some of it's old, some of it's new. That, of course, is new. And those, so circular, like, looks like they tried to scrub it in a circular motion or had furniture sitting on there. Something round for sure. Some sort of, don't know what it was. And there's the carpet right there, some frame right down there. You know, that'd probably be stretched and tightened, and then this cut, make it look better. And then got a little bit of staining here, there. So it definitely needs professional cleaning. Don't know how much of that stain will come out. And again, we gotta compare this to the prior one. Some scratches on the doors. You can see that's pet damage for sure right there. Yeah, same thing down at the casing, you can see that. It's not too hard to fix. Scratches. And there's some kitty litter, looks like I'm seeing down there at the bottom. I recommend repainting those. And again, this video is just so I can kind of recap. We have a separate photo report in addition to this, but this kind of gives me a secondary walkthrough. So same thing down there with the hard water. And the switch is not coming on. So you can see it has power, but the fluorescent light is not coming on. So it could just be the two bulbs that need to be replaced. But if we replace the bulbs and it doesn't work, then of course it's a bad ballast. We'll start with the bulbs though. And you can see they vacuumed. But it doesn't smell like a professional cleaning. Just looks like regular vacuum lines. Not too bad. I mean, could be better, but it also could be worse. And we always try and be optimistic. So anytime we come into a property like this, we, certain things we look for and say, okay, yeah, we can remedy. Certain things have to be replaced. But I think this is in reasonable condition where I think we can make it work. That's dirty up there. The filter needs to be replaced and those vents need to be cleaned. So overall, not too bad. I think we can turn this around pretty quick. And of course, condition is always left to interpretation. One person looks at it and says, it doesn't need anything. And then we see it and we're like, yes, it does. And you can't smell the house in pictures or videos. That's the other big piece of it too, and why these videos are important. Because if somebody does say, hey, I'm disputing, then it's important to capture that. So let's say some water, drywall right there needs to get fixed. Hard water on there. Deep cleaning on this. And then we got a missing spout. Stopper. And that's really weird. Huh. Like something was hung up there probably. That's weird. But it is scratched and damaged. Easy fix though. It looks like a paw print. So now this one does have some staining right there. There as well. Okay, then this one has more drywall stuff that needs to come off and get fixed. So I might be able to do some painting. Not touch up though, because you're not going to match it. Depending on the last time this was painted, Even if you got the exact same color, it's not gonna match. Same finish, same color, it's not gonna work. You'd have to paint the whole wall. That was weird. So, looks like there's a flicker going on. Yep. So don't know if it's a bulb issue or a wiring issue with a slight vibration causing a temporary short. And you can see it's got a slight wobble to it. Not a fan of pulled chains, just for that same reason. You pull on it and it takes it off level. Again, we got some staining on the wall. This whole wall would have to be repainted for sure.